Hello, I'm Greksa, PGA Professional and instructor here at Wildwood Green Golf Club in Raleigh, North Carolina. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, where should my hands be at the top of my swing? It's a very simple question, and I'd like to help people understand a little bit about how the tour players position their hands at the top of their swing. So first of all, what I've done to help measure where the wrists set the golf club at the top is create a little bit of a training board that helps you understand how your wrists set at the top. Please remember while watching this video that you have a leeway and room to move your wrists. It doesn't mean that you need to be 100% precise with what I'm going to tell you about. All I'm saying is I'm going to ask you to be somewhere close to the vicinity of where we're trying to set your hands. Now, first of all, when you swing your hands to the top of the swing, primarily what you're going to see with the best players in the world is you're going to see that the hands are never going to be too high and the hands are never going to be too flat. So flat is more behind your body and higher steep is out in front of your head. Now that I've clarified where the hands shouldn't be, let's talk about where we would want the hands to be. And again, remember, you have a little bit of room to move here, but ideally, in a perfect world, we're going to try and set your hands in the position that is somewhat very close to the best players in the world. As the golf club is swung away from the body, we will generally see that the best players in the world keep the club swinging on plane. We won't see the club too far out here with the exception of a few players. Ryan Moore is one. He likes to keep the club head way out. Again, Ricky Fowler is another one. They'll keep the club head more out. However, you will see that generally the best players in the world will never take the golf club too flat or set the hands too far around the body at the top. What you are going to see is you're going to see the tour players swing the club on plane and set the hands more over the shoulder as they position the hands at the top of the swing. Here's where the training board will really help. And again, I've designed this training board really so that I can use it with my students whenever I need to discuss and perform how the hands set at the top of the swing. Two things must happen. You must have a good shoulder turn and you must use your hands properly as swinging the golf club to the top. Again, keeping the club on plane. What the training board does is it allows you to position your hands as if you were holding a golf club, swing your hands to where you could get the board or the golf club in a parallel position to the ground, and then set or hinge your wrist at the top. Now, as you'll see, my left wrist at the top of the swing is over my shoulders, and it's also pretty flat. So what I don't want to have happen is I don't want to cup the wrist too much or bow them too much the other way. You will see some good players, Dustin Johnson, just to name one, who bows the wrist the opposite direction. A lot of times what you hear is the analysis will say, he's very shut at the top. And yes, that's correct. However, it's in a good position, and when he transitions it, the club becomes square. As a PGA professional and teaching instructor, what I want to make sure is that there's less movement. You have to remember the tour players are able to get their swings into the right position, and they train themselves very seriously to do that. With the average player, when we try to get you into a position, we're trying to get you into the position that's the easiest for you to maintain and get the golf club back on the ball at impact. With that being said, what the board does is it helps you keep your left wrist fairly flat and the board stays connected to the forearm at the top. I especially don't want the board away from my forearm or, again, too flat to where it's bowed the opposite direction. That's where the training board is very beneficial, and I can feel my body muscles perform the movements that I need them to be to get the golf club in the correct position. Again, please consult your local PGA professional to ask them more questions about how you should position your hands at the top. If you would like to see your swing on video, please call Wildwood Green Golf Club and ask for Greg, and I'd be happy to take some video of you and see how you're likely to swing the club to the top, and we can tailor a lesson specifically for you. Thank you for watching.